to Nirmal Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nikal Dadia. We have with us Ria Singh, technical analyst, currencies, joining in. Ria, welcome to the show. Ria, the dollar index has extended the drop and now approaching levels of 98. Clearly, post the Fed minutes, we are seeing some bit of a move that's coming in. What's the sense that you pick up?
Well, I think until the Fed meeting was over, the market has already, considered 25 bips hike, and the same has happened in this Fed meet as well. Another thing that the Fed has stated is that it will be reducing the size of the balance sheet, which means it will be tapering its assets, and quantitative easing will be phasing out slowly going ahead. So what we can derive from this is that Fed is seeing good economic recovery and also the unemployment levels cooling down, uh, and keeping in mind the inflation that is arising from the current situations, it was important for the Fed to take such step. How it will implicate going further, I think it will definitely have an impact as to the consumer spending in the US economy, as well as how it will how the Fed will go on to stimulate the purchases, thus resulting into the economic recovery. The second thing is it will also impact the the foreign flows that into the emerging market as well. So I think after these statements, we are seeing some pullback into the dollar index, because the event has already happened, and is so the and it has come in line with the expectations. We were expecting that there will be statement with respect to how the Fed will get the liquidity down, and also the rate hike in order to tackle the inflation. So going forward, I think some relaxation into the dollar index could come in, maybe towards 98, and on a shorter term 98 to 97.50 levels could be seen.
Right. So that's with regards to the dollar index. Now coming to the rupee as well. Clearly, tracking gains in the domestic equity indices, the Indian rupee did firm up in today's session. We opened up only around 27 paise higher at 75.94. It had hit a nearly 2 week high on Wednesday as well. Do you expect to see this kind of strength to continue as well?
I think in the Indian rupee, the bearish momentum on the technical chart, or the appreciation in the fundamental part, I think it will continue, because the major contributing factor towards such an accelerated depreciation in the Indian rupee was happening, firstly due to the rise in the crude oil prices, and secondly due to the dollar index paring so much against the Indian rupee. So if you look at both the factors, cool off has been happening into the dollar index as well as into the levels of crude oil. So where the crude oil was trading around 10,000 levels in the Indian, on the MCX, now it's trading around 7,500 and near. So relaxation in the both factors have been aiding into the appreciation in the Indian rupee. Thirdly, I think major anticipation was with respect to the Fed meet. The market was considering the rate hike, and secondly, the development with respect to the Russia Ukraine. I think market has also uh, uh, discounted that factor as well. So if you look at the momentum of these safe havens as well, there have been shift from the safe havens to the equity market. Like you said, recovery has been in the equity market as well, and the same sentiment we are seeing into the currency market as well. So I think going forward, the sentiment will continue. There could be some dip that could happen. It is currently trading around 75.90 into the current contract. We are seeing support into the Indian rupee around 75.57 on a shorter term basis.
Right. Taking cues from this, if you see in terms of the euro as well, it jumped after the Russian foreign minister seeing hopes for compromise with Ukraine yesterday. It jumped to levels of almost 1.1 to the dollar. I mean, what do you make of it? Because yesterday's session, it rallied a bit during the trading session. We were awaiting the interest rate decisions. How has the movement been after the Fed decision?
Uh, like I said, the Fed decisions were discounted pretty much into all the currencies, and after the event surpassed, we did see a profit taking and profit covering into all the pairs. So this is one of the reason. Also, like dollar index relaxed a bit. And even if you look at the Russian and Ukrainian talks have been going on, uh, concrete statements or concrete action is yet to come in, but obviously the statements that have been released from both the parties are aiding into or into the relaxation of the highly risk on sentiment that was going on into the market. Of course, even if you look at the Russian part, if you look at the treasuries, where the Russia is headed, half of the treasuries of the Russia have declined into the war, and it going forward, I don't think so. It could afford to go on into the into onto this path if it's prolonged for a further than this. I think curtailing the actions now or taking some concrete and positive statement in order to end the war could really help not only the Eurozone but also both the parties included. So the same we are seeing into not only Euro but also into the pound altogether. Some recovery has been coming in into the Euro on back of that. Secondly, I think even if you look at the pound, there has been you know, good liquidity squeezing that is happening from part of the Bank of England that is also aiding into the pound altogether. And I think shortly after the appreciative stand into the USD INR cools off a bit, we could see the same reflected into the domestic pair as well, where it has been a consolidated to weak momentum in the intraday sessions. So I think it will definitely reflect into the Euro INR and GBP INR probably in Monday to Tuesday sessions.
Right. So overall, we have basis this. What are the strategies that you would recommend?
The strategies that one can go for is going short into the USD INR below the level of 75.88 for a target of 75.72 with the strict SL at 76. You can go long into the GBP INR above the level of 100.14 with stop loss at 99.90 and target at 100.35. Go short into the into the JPY INR below the level of 63.95 with SL at 64.15 and target at 63.84, 63.67.
Right. So these are strategies one should be following as well. Thank you, Ria. Thank you, participants, for joining in, and wish you all a happy Holi.
Thank you, Hiren.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.